Hi, everyone. This is Brittany Bond, and welcome back to the podcast. Today, I'm super excited to share with you something that we are launching officially here on Copenhagen and then also in California very soon is Pleasure School Retreats. So, what is a Pleasure School Retreat? The way I like to describe it is we go to school to learn everything else, like math, science, even sports, but no one really teaches us how to connect to other people, how to give and receive pleasure, how to feel good in our bodies and feel connected to our bodies. And then it's like we just go out in the world and we're expected to know exactly how to do this. And I just don't agree with that. I don't agree with that at all. And I also believe that when you go to school, you also learn from your peers, like the other kids that you go to school with, like you're kind of in this shared reality of like we don't know what's going on and we're going to figure it out together. We're on the same team. So this is how I like to go about teaching pleasure. And so this is why I call it Pleasure School, because we really are going to get into a group and we're going to go and we're going to learn how to give and receive pleasure in a super fun, safe container. So another thing about us not learning this like directly through our parents, or maybe you did a little bit, but a lot of people haven't. I mean, my parents didn't really talk about it, is that we get this, it's kind of like sideways programming from society, from governments, from religion. And a lot of that is a huge package of like shame and not feeling good in your body and just kind of disconnection from your body. And for me, I don't agree that we have to compartmentalize our touch and our pleasure and our intimacy, because what ends up happening is because there's this huge disconnection from our own bodies and a confusion of how to connect to other people in a way that's healthy and like socially acceptable, is that we put all of our needs for connection and touch and pleasure into the box of whoever we are connecting with romantically. And that's like a lot of pressure to put on someone. So this ends up affecting our careers. This ends up affecting all of our other relationships. This ends up affecting our family dynamics, because it's like we we get put in this video game of life, but we're not really taught how to like operate in the point of our most essential human need, which is connection. And it shows up in the frame of like feeling uncertain about how to communicate your boundaries and your desires, your fear of authentic connection. A lot of people put on these masks of like who they think that they need to be in order to feel accepted by other people. They have these like stuck nervous system responses when it comes to intimacy. Like literally they like freeze because they don't know like what's right and what's wrong and what's safe and what's not safe. And then, like I was saying before, just so much shame and just like straight up confusion around like what is okay and what feels actually safe in my body and what actually feels nourishing for me when it comes to connection and pleasure. So in my opinion, this is not failing. Like if you feel any of these things, you didn't do anything wrong. This is like literally most of the world. In my opinion, this is actually curriculum. It's like when you go to school, like, like someone's supposed to teach you this. And I feel like today, like we just like missed out on this whole thing, which is, uh, I'm not going to go into it now, but I think that if you look deeper, there's actually a very major reason why a lot of these things have been taken out of our society, like curriculum, because in ancient times, this was things that was taught to us, because it is this direct connection to our biggest source of power. When we are in our pleasure, when we are connected to our bodies, we are in our most authentic selves, and we are able to be the most powerful versions of ourselves. So I'm not going to go into conspiracy theories now, but I do believe that there is a reason why a lot of this has been taken out of our culture. So the pleasure school retreat, it's not actually a retreat. I just call it that so that people know what to call it, like know what it is. It's actually an initiation. So in ancient times, when you went from like a boy or a girl to a man or a woman, you had what we call a rite of passage. So you had a before and after moment, usually in the form of someone teaching you something of like what you need to know in order to be an adult, and also a ceremony. So there is a gathering of you and whoever is also going through the initiation, you're taught some stuff, and then there is a ceremony where you graduate into adulthood. We've also been stripped of this in our culture today. So this is something that I am putting back into this initiation, this pleasure school retreat, is curated and safety first initiation to 3 different types of touch. The first one is platonic. I call it caring touch. It's the kind of touch that you have with your family, your grandma, your mom, like never going to become sexual or sensual. But as humans, we need about 8 hugs a day. And this is from platonic hugs. I'm talking about like hugs without any form of any other agenda besides I just love you. You belong here. You're part of the tribe. You are worthy of existence just for of being in a soul in the timeline, you know? We need that in order to have a calm nervous system. So I got a little tangent there, but 3 different types of touch. The first one is platonic. The second one is sensual. And the third one is sexual. So in the pleasure school retreat, we restore the missing education. So we teach you how to embody pleasure in a way that feels safe in your body, how to hold your boundaries, how to speak your boundaries in a way where you feel in your power and you're able to get the safety that you need in order to feel good in your bodies, and how to connect to other people authentically and from your heart. So a lot of times we put up these walls and these masks because we feel like it's not safe to connect with others authentically because we've been taught so much to perform in order to receive this feeling of belonging and this feeling of connection. So we're going to take all of that away and we're going to create safety for you to be yourself all the way and to have a group of other people who are on the same journey of soul connection, of wanting to be heart open and wanting to just be themselves, you know, and be fully in their power. So how do we do this in the pleasure school retreat? Like, I think it's super important to be really practical and like tell you like the step-by-steps of what we're going to do. So we have embodiment practices. We have somatic practices. Somatic means literally, it's a Greek word it means body. So it's about tracking the sensations moving through your body. So we're going to teach you very practical, physical techniques that you can do to help your nervous system regulate and go back to a calm, centered state. And we're also going to teach you relational skill building. So what does that mean? It's like literal connection techniques and communication things in order to connect to people in an authentic way, in a way where you're actually connecting from the heart, and in a way where you feel that you can be yourself and be accepted and loved for exactly who you are. This is what we all want, you know, it's just that someone didn't teach us how to do this. And so we go through life and we feel like we have to perform. We feel like it's scary to be ourselves because what if someone doesn't like us? And what if we get exiled from our community for just being ourselves? So the very practical method of how we do this is we do somatic breath work, nervous system tools. We teach you attunement. So if you don't know what that means, attunement is literally honoring what is happening in your body right now, like being connected to like where your body is at from a nervous system standpoint, and being able to be attuned to how someone else's body is showing up in that moment. And oh my gosh, attunement is the most important thing that I think you could take out of this retreat, because if you're really attuned to like what is the reality of what's happening in your body right now, then you can speak up for your desires, then you can speak up for your boundaries. And also, if you're wanting to connect with someone else, if you're attuned to what's happening in their body, then you can flow and you can work with what's happening there. If it's something that if there is a connection that's meant to happen, then it gives a safe container for you to do that. We're also going to do eye gazing. We're going to teach you energetic practices. Some people call this tantra exercises. We're going to teach you communication. I already said this about boundaries and desires. And I want you to know that all of this is an invitation at the retreat. So it's very non-invasive. It's very experiential, as in like we're going to experiment. And at any moment, if you don't want to do something, you don't have to. You can just step out of the group and you can watch, you know. But the practices we're going to teach you are guided, and we have a team, and it's very safe. And a lot of the practices we're going to teach you is actually how to map the sensory parts of your body and create what we call erotic intelligence. And so it's just like with intellectual intelligence, this is something that you go to school and you learn, right? Like you learn stuff and you get more intelligent mentally. Nowadays, they're starting to feel, now it's being like socially accepted that you can have emotional intelligence, which is like understanding the emotions that you're experiencing, understanding someone else's emotions. So now there is a new thing where we're talking about erotic intelligence, which is literally understanding how you get turned on and understanding how to turn someone else on and give and receive pleasure. This is something that you can be taught. And a lot of people, especially men, feel like they have this expectation that they need to know this and no one's teaching them. So then they go to porn. And I feel like porn is, I have no judgment of it. I'm just saying that it's like a faulty answer for something. It's like giving this very surface level answer and this very performative answer for something that is the most intimate and heart open experience that you could be having with someone. It's like the most disconnected thing that like porn and the way that sexuality happens and sensuality happens in porn. Well, I don't think there's much sensuality in porn, but it's like doing the most intimate thing you can with someone in the most disconnected way. And there, again, what I'm saying is there's no judgment on this because a lot of people don't know. They just need to learn somewhere, right? So this is also why I feel very inspired to teach you all of this in the Pleasure School retreat, because I want you to have this erotic intelligence. I want you to go out in the world and feel confident that you know how to map out your own body sensually and know what turns you on and be able to, whenever you are connecting with someone, have the tools in order to figure out what turns them on. So what actually do you expect from the Pleasure School retreat? So it's 2.5 days. We have, and the energy and like the vibe of the retreat is soft, yet very firmly held container, in the sense that like we are flowing with the attunement of the group and with our own bodies. And yet it's very firm in the sense that we want to create safety for everyone. And we're very aware of everyone's nervous system and like how they're flowing through the experience. And the first day we go over platonic touch and safety, attunement. We do shadow work, shadow work is uncovering the parts of ourselves that we deem unlovable and bringing them home and being able to integrate them into our bodies. We do emotional release, we do breath work, we do cuddle practice. We actually teach you how to cuddle with each other in a platonic way, because this is a skill. Like people go through life thinking that cuddling is literally a foreplay to sex, to like penetration. And it's not. Like you can cuddle in a way that is completely platonic and also is regulating your nervous system. So like I was saying in the beginning, like we need 8 hugs a day in order to have a calm nervous system. So cuddling with someone in a platonic way is a way to do this, but you have to be taught this. And also, we as a society for thousands of years have lived up until only about a couple hundred years ago in tribes, in very deep communities. So from a DNA genetic perspective, we are biologically wired to be in a tribal setting. And right now, in our very interesting moment in time in our history, we are in a very individualistic moment where we are taken out of the tribe. We are exploring separation to the max as individuals within a society. And so this is very unnatural to us. And this is not like our nervous system does not feel good in this. It's very normal to feel unsafe in this type of environment, in this very individualistic society, just on a nervous system level, because our nervous system is used to having a tribe where people have your back, and it's okay to, not have it all together because people are going to be there for you. So on day 1 of the retreat, we teach this. We teach you how to be in a tribe in a platonic way. And day 2 is the sensual activation. So we do sensory play. We have something called the sensorium, which is an activity where we have lots of different things that can possibly turn on a body. So sensory, like sensual touch, is anything that activates your senses. Like it can be a feather, it can be ice, it can be rope. So we're going to have a whole shibari, which is like tying someone up with ropes. We're going to teach you about this. We're going to have practices of boundaries and desires. We're going to do erotic movement. There's going to be role play and consent games. So it's like a whole day of just like really deeply going into our sensuality and also being in school about it. Like what works for you? Like what turns me on sensually might not turn the person on next to me, but we can figure it out together and work on the same team and make it super fun. And then you are invited to a very exclusive ticket, like the golden ticket, is the vanilla play party. So this is something that I have guided over 4,000 people through in the last couple of years across Thailand, Berlin, and California. And it is a very beautiful, deeply transformative evening where we get to take all of the things that we just learned in this pleasure school retreat and put it into practice with other people. So you have an opportunity to play, and it's basically a house party where it's guided and held in it's like something in between a house party and like an erotic temple. It's sometimes hard because like some people want to make it very spiritual and other people are like, but it's just a sexy party. And I'm like, it's something in the middle. But it's one of those things where people tell me every single time that it completely changes their life. And I feel very in service. I feel like this is my mission from the universe. Like I feel like I'm downloading this and just offering this. And I feel very in alignment with holding the safe space for people to explore their platonic touch, their sensual touch, and with the vanilla play parties, their sexual touch, if they want to. You can also come and just vibe and have it be a house party. You can come and watch. You can come and have absolutely no expectations. That is the point of I always say to everyone, have no expectations, get into the attunement of what feels good in your body and just flow. And then whatever is meant to happen is what's going to happen. And it will be magical and it will feel really good in your body because you are connected to your body and you're connecting to the bodies of the other persons that you're multiple or single, plural, or none at all, like whatever it is, you are connecting from a heart open, beautiful space. We also provide in the pleasure school retreat, we provide vegan meals, cacao, we have a cacao opening ceremony. We have snacks. Like, don't worry, we're going to feed you super yummy food. We're going to do a cacao ceremony and we're going to have a restorative community integration. So integration for me is super important. So at the end of the pleasure school retreat, we have a graduation ceremony, which is a very group integration moment, where we get to share about like what we're going to take home, what we're going to change about our lives, how this experience has affected us. And so if you're really asking yourself, like, is this pleasure school retreat for me? Like, okay, this all sounds really great, Brittany, but like, how do I know that this is for me? This is for anyone who wants to reclaim their sensual power and their agency, their sovereignty, their feeling of like they are in control of their body. And anyone who wants to heal shame in their bodies that has been passed down to them, like shame that they didn't even know. Like sometimes like what comes up in these retreats is people didn't even realize they're carrying this shame. It's just like this very insidious underneath the surface thing. And it's making it very hard for them to connect with other people. This retreat is also for people who are seeking to learn tools to articulate their boundaries and their desires. So like if you're like, yes, I really want to learn how to speak up for my desires in a way that is still sexy, in a way that is still connecting. And I want to be able to speak up for my boundaries in a way where the other person knows that I still care about them. I don't want to do that thing. So some people ask me, is this just for singles? Is this a couples retreat? This is for everyone. So we do a gender balance. We always have the equal amount of male bodies and female bodies, but whatever your gender orientation is, whatever your partnership status is, you are welcome to join. We just ask that couples, if you are coming in some sort of couple or throuple or whatever, that you apply individually, because this also honors us on our sovereign individual journey. And it also makes it easier for me on the admin to be able to track everyone who's coming through. So yes, you are welcome to come as a single person. You are welcome to come as a couple or a throuple or a group. We just ask that you apply individually. So where does it happen? I love luxury. I will show you in a moment where I am right now. But I find that, especially in a female body, maybe this is also good in a male body, I'm sure, but like, especially as a female, my body opens up when I am in a luxury place, when I am in a safe, clean, beautiful space. My body just opens. And so I always hold these retreats in beautiful luxury places, usually with a pool, sometimes with a sauna. It depends on what country I'm in. When we're here in Thailand, the ones that I've been hosting are, with an infinity pool on the beach overlooking the sea and just so beautiful. In California, we host them in a beautiful villa with usually like a sauna and a pool and a hot tub. It's whatever sometimes is available in that moment, but the key here is that it's going to be luxury and you're going to feel like, wow, this is so beautiful, and like inspired by the space. That's how I operate, because that's what inspires me. And the group is super intimate. It's super curated. We only have limited spots because this is my soul mission, you guys. Like, I could be going out and doing so many other things, and I have in the past, that make me way more money. But this is the thing that I feel like I am called to do. And so if I'm doing it, I'm going to do it with people that I feel like are meant to be there. So if you feel like this is like, yes, this is for me, then apply and we'll see if it's aligned for you to join us, because I'm very picky about who I bring into this experience, because for me, this is you coming into my tribe. Like, you're in my community now. After this, you're in my tribe. It's almost like I'm bringing you into my home, and I'm like, hey, let me teach you some things. Let's have some fun. And so there's so much more I could say. I'm like looking at my notes, but I just want you to know that this is something that I find to be really transformative and super like life changing. This is what people tell me, my friends who have gone through this. And I am so excited to bring this to you and bring it more to the world. This is also why I'm bringing it to California. And I'm just so excited to make this a movement. I feel like stepping into our sexual power and our embodiment and our pleasure is one of the most rebellious things that we can do, because it's us and are fully in our power. This is Brittany Bond, and I'm sending you guys all lots of love, and I'll see you in the next episode.